Yo fam, stop everything because the hip-hop world just got shook like never before. Imagine waking up to headlines screaming, Drake files a jaw-dropping lawsuit against none other than Kendrick Lamar. Yeah, you heard that right. Two of the biggest legends in the game, once cool, now tangled in a legal battle that's got fans shook and streets buzzing. But hold up, just when you thought the story couldn't get any messier, Kendrick finally breaks his silence. And what he said will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about their relationship. The drama, it's real. The betrayal, deep. The family ties, absolutely torn apart. And the emotions. Let's just say they ran so high that even their closest friends are spilling tea left and right. This isn't just a lawsuit, this is a full-blown rap saga. Filled with shady accusations, secret messages, and a shocker that no one saw coming. You're about to hear the exclusive, the raw, and the downright explosive details that the mainstream media won't touch. So buckle up because this story is about to unfold like the hottest reality show episode you never expected. Trust me, you don't want to miss a single word. The hip-hop world was left reeling. When news broke that Drake had filed a lawsuit against Kendrick Lamar, it was the kind of story that sent shockwaves through social media and left fans divided. How could two of the most respected figures in the game suddenly be at legal war? For months, rumors swirled, but nobody expected Drake to go public with such explosive allegations. Now as the dust starts to settle, Kendrick has finally spoken out, and what he revealed has only deepened the intrigue. Sources close to Kendrick say he was blindsided by the lawsuit, which Drake claims involves copyright infringement on an unreleased track the two were rumored to have collaborated on. According to insiders, Drake believes Kendrick used parts of his verse and melody without permission. Something that has sparked a bitter feud behind closed doors. Kendrick's camp, however, strongly denies the allegations, claiming Drake's accusations are not only false, but also a desperate move to gain media attention. The tension between the two started months ago, when whispers about a secret track began circulating in the streets and online forums. Fans were hyped, expecting a legendary collaboration that would break the internet. But instead of dropping the song, all hell broke loose. Drake's legal team sent Kendrick a cease and desist letter that quickly escalated into a full-blown lawsuit. What made it worse was the timing right in the middle of Kendrick's latest album rollout, casting a shadow over what was supposed to be a celebration of his artistry. The emotional toll on Kendrick has been heavy. Those close to him describe him as heartbroken and betrayed. One insider revealed Kendrick always looked up to Drake. They were more than just collaborators. They were friends. Now, he feels like Drake stabbed him in the back. The betrayal is deepened by the fact that Kendrick had reportedly trusted Drake with exclusive snippets of his new music, believing Drake would respect their creative bond. Instead, he found himself facing a lawsuit that threatened not only his career, but his integrity. On the other side, Drake's camp insists this is about protecting his artistry. A close friend of Drake shared, "Drake's not the type to go to court over nothing. This is personal. He feels his work was stolen and wants justice." Drake himself has remained mostly silent on social media, fueling speculation and anxiety among fans. Some believe he's playing a strategic game, waiting for the right moment to strike with a public statement or a diss track, while others think the silence is a sign of the stress he's under. As news spread, reactions from the hip-hop community poured in. Some artists took sides while others urged for peace. Fans were shocked, flooding social media with hashtags like #KendrickVD and #RapDrama, dissecting every lyric and interview for hidden messages. Heated debates broke out, some accusing Drake of jealousy and others blaming Kendrick for disrespecting an unspoken code of collaboration. The family ties of both rappers reportedly felt the strain, with sources saying the family was left divided over the controversy. One of the most dramatic moments came when a leaked text exchange between Kendrick and Drake surfaced online. In the messages, Drake appeared frustrated and accused Kendrick of stealing his thunder and playing him dirty. Kendrick's replies were calm but firm, telling Drake to keep it professional and focus on the music, not the drama. So the leak only added fuel to the fire, sparking speculation that the two's friendship was over for good, but the plot thickened when a third party entered the fray, up-and-coming rapper who claimed to have been offered the disputed track first by Drake and later by Kendrick, causing confusion about who really owned the rights. This artist went public with a video interview, describing the situation as messy and full of lies. The revelation opened up new questions. Was there a misunderstanding? Or was someone playing a dangerous game behind the scenes? Many wondered if this was all part of a bigger scheme to create buzz or sabotage one of the rapper's careers amid the chaos. Kendrick's inner circle reportedly held emergency meetings. Friends and family urged him to keep his head up and not respond publicly, fearing the feud could damage his legacy. Kendrick's mother was said to be devastated by the negative attention, worrying about the emotional toll on her son. Meanwhile, Drake's camp was busy rallying support, contacting influential figures to sway public opinion in their favor. The media frenzy was relentless. Every outlet wanted the latest scoop, and rumors about secret meetings, backdoor negotiations, and possible settlements were flying fast. Sources hinted that representatives from both sides met in private to try and find common ground. But those talks reportedly ended in frustration. Neither side wanted to back down, and the stakes kept getting higher. Then came the most shocking twist of all. A mysterious audio clip leaked online, allegedly featuring Drake admitting in a private conversation that the lawsuit was a power move, designed to keep Kendrick in check, if authentic. This recording suggested Drake's motives might be less about justice and more about control. Fans were stunned. Was this the real reason behind the lawsuit? Or was it just another layer of manipulation in an already tangled story? The drama even seeped into their personal lives. Kendrick's longtime girlfriend was spotted leaving a meeting with Drake's manager, sparking rumors of a secret truce or even betrayal. Social media exploded with speculation, with fans demanding answers. Was she acting as a mediator, or was there something more scandalous at play? Both camps refused to comment, only adding to the mystery. As the legal battle raged on, music insiders revealed that several major collaborations planned between the two artists had been scrapped. Tracks that could have been historic were now shelved indefinitely. The loss was felt deeply in the industry, with producers and other artists expressing disappointment. One producer said, "This feud isn't just personal. It's hurting the culture. Two legends fighting like this. It's heartbreaking." Through it all, Kendrick remained mostly silent publicly, until recently when he released a cryptic video on his social media. In the clip, he appeared emotional and defiant, saying, "Sometimes the truth takes time to come out. I'm not here to fight. I'm here to create." Fans dissected every word, hoping for a hint about the lawsuit, but Kendrick kept details vague. Some saw it as a call for peace, others as a subtle jab at Drake. The story had more layers than anyone expected. As new details continued to leak, insiders revealed that the lawsuit was only the tip of the iceberg. Behind the scenes, tensions were also boiling over business deals and ownership rights to their respective labels and music catalogs. Industry veterans said this could reshape the power dynamics in hip-hop for years to come, with emotions running high and the family divided. The hip-hop community watched with bated breath. The friendship between Kendrick and Drake, once seen as a golden alliance, now felt irreparably fractured. Some wondered if there was any chance for reconciliation, while others braced for more drama ahead. The whispers of an upcoming meeting between Kendrick and Drake's teams had the whole industry buzzing. Some saw it as a last chance to end the bitter feud before it spiraled even further out of control. But insiders warned this wouldn't be a simple sit-down. Emotions were still raw, and trust was nearly non-existent. Fans anxiously awaited what could be the most pivotal moment in this saga. On the day of the meeting, tensions were palpable. Kendrick arrived with a small, tight-knit crew, his closest advisors and family members who had stood by him through the turmoil. Drake, never one to show weakness publicly, came with his top legal team and a few confidants known for their ruthless negotiating skills. The room was thick with silence at first, everyone aware that this could either be the start of healing or the final nail in the coffin. As talks began, Kendrick's spokesperson opened with a heartfelt statement about respect and the power of collaboration. "We're here to find common ground," they said, "not to burn bridges." Drake's team responded coolly, emphasizing the importance of protecting intellectual property and standing firm on the lawsuit. The tone was polite but icy, two forces circling each other, each unwilling to show vulnerability. But things quickly escalated when Drake's lead attorney presented a shocking new piece of evidence: a series of emails allegedly sent by Kendrick's camp that suggested he had knowingly used Drake's lyrics without permission. The room erupted. Kendrick's side called the emails fake and threatened to expose the sender. Drake's team doubled down, insisting they were authentic and proof that Kendrick had acted in bad faith. The drama was far from over. Amid the chaos, a member of Kendrick's crew leaked a private voicemail from Drake, where he was heard making disparaging remarks about Kendrick's artistic integrity. The leak spread like wildfire on social media, dividing fans even more. "Drake was talking mad disrespect," one fan wrote. "This feud just got dirty on a whole new level." As the meeting dissolved without resolution, rumors began swirling about what really went down behind closed doors. One insider claimed Kendrick walked out after feeling disrespected, while another said Drake stormed out, frustrated that Kendrick's team refused to negotiate. Whatever the truth, it was clear neither side was ready to back down. The fallout from the failed talks was immediate. Kendrick's fanbase rallied harder than ever, organizing streaming parties and trending hashtags demanding Drake drop the lawsuit. Simultaneously, Drake's supporters launched their own campaigns, painting Kendrick as ungrateful and dishonest. The rivalry now transcended music hit, became a cultural battle, dividing entire communities. But the most jaw-dropping twist came when Kendrick's longtime producer revealed in a rare interview that the feud had deeper roots. According to him, the conflict wasn't just about a song or a lawsuit. "This is about respect and legacy," he said. Kendrick felt like Drake was trying to overshadow him, take credit for moves that weren't his. And Drake, he's always been protective of his crown. The producer hinted at personal betrayals, secret meetings, and even threats that had escalated tensions far beyond public view. Meanwhile, friends close to Drake painted a different picture. They described him as hurt and confused, someone who never expected his bond with Kendrick to dissolve into this bitter mess. "Drake wanted to keep it family," one said, "but he feels like Kendrick crossed a line and disrespected everything they built." The emotional conflict was undeniable, both men caught between loyalty and ambition. Amid this storm, Kendrick's family faced their own battles. His mother, a strong pillar in his life, reportedly confronted him about the toll the feud was taking on his mental health. She begged him to step back and focus on what matters, a source said. "She's worried the drama will destroy him." But Kendrick, known for his fierce dedication to his craft, pushed forward, determined to clear his name and protect his artistry. Drake's personal life wasn't immune either. His closest circle whispered about this strain on his relationships, with some friends fearing he was losing touch with the people who truly cared about him. His romantic life became the subject of tabloid rumors, fueled by the ongoing feud and the public's appetite for scandal. It was clear that both artists were paying a steep price for this conflict. Beyond just legal fees and bad press, fans, meanwhile, refused to stay silent. They dissected every interview, every social media post, searching for clues. Some claimed to spot subliminal disses in new tracks from both artists, interpreting lyrics as direct shots at each other. Others shared conspiracy theories suggesting the feud was a cleverly orchestrated publicity stunt, designed to boost streaming numbers and reignite competition in a crowded industry. Yet, amid all this noise, a surprising voice emerged: Kendrick's little sister, who rarely spoke publicly. In a heartfelt Instagram Live, she begged for peace, saying, "It hurts to see my brother and Drake, who were supposed to be family, go at it like this. We're all hurting, and the fans deserve better. I just want the music to bring us together, not tear us apart. Her emotional plea was shared thousands of times, sparking conversations about reconciliation. In a twist that shocked everyone, a leaked video surfaced, showing a private meeting between Kendrick and Drake's managers where plans for a secret collaboration were discussed months before the lawsuit was filed. The footage seemed to show the two camps in friendly negotiation, laughing and exchanging ideas. Fans were left wondering what happened between that hopeful moment and the courtroom drama. Was it a misunderstanding blown out of proportion, or something more sinister? This leak also raised questions about who might have orchestrated the current conflict. Some speculated it was the work of jealous rivals within the industry, aiming to pit the two giants against each other for their own gain. Others thought it might have been a miscommunication blown out of control by aggressive lawyers and egos. Regardless, the drama was no longer just about Kendrick and Drake. It had become a full-blown industry spectacle while the world watched. The tension continued to build. Some insiders hinted at a secret peace summit planned for the coming weeks, where top executives, lawyers, and even mediators from the hip-hop community would attempt to broker a truce. It was said to be a high-stakes meeting with millions of dollars, reputations, and the future of hip-hop hanging in the balance at the same time. New leaks revealed a shocking accusation from Drake's camp that Kendrick had attempted to sabotage one of Drake's biggest endorsements by leaking damaging information to the media. Kendrick's team called the claim absurd and defamatory and said they would fight back fiercely. Fans were left reeling, wondering how deep the betrayal really went. Amidst all this, Kendrick's recent public appearances were scrutinized like never before. During a major awards show performance, he appeared visibly tense, avoiding any mention of Drake or the feud. Some fans praised his professionalism, while others felt he was dodging the issue. Drake, too, made cryptic comments in interviews about fake friends and the cost of fame, adding more fuel to the fire. As the story unfolded, what was clear was that this was no ordinary lawsuit. This was a saga of friendship turned sour, artistic integrity challenged, and egos clashing on a global stage. The world watched as two icons battled not just in court but in the court of public opinion. Every move, every word was analyzed, debated, and dissected by millions. As rumors of a secret peace summit swept through the industry, fans clung to hope that maybe, just maybe, Kendrick and Drake could finally put their differences aside. The stakes had never been higher. Millions of dollars in endorsements, delayed music releases, and broken fan bases all hung in the balance. But even as the world anticipated a possible reconciliation, sources close to both camps warned that the summit might not go as planned. The meeting was set to take place at a neutral location in Los Angeles. Behind closed doors, with no cameras and no media allowed, only the most trusted advisors from each side were invited, including executives from both artists' labels, top legal teams, and a few respected elder voices in hip-hop who were brought in to mediate. The goal was simple in the feud before it caused irreversible damage, but from the moment they arrived, it was clear the atmosphere was charged. Kendrick reportedly sat silent for the first 20 minutes, arms crossed, his jaw clenched. Drake, on the other hand, kept his tone cool but passive-aggressive, making subtle jabs about loyalty and people biting the hand that fed them, according to a source who was in the room. Kendrick finally snapped, slamming his hand on the table and saying, "You really think you made me? I was legendary before we ever shook hands." The room fell into silence. One of the mediators stepped in, urging both men to put ego aside. "This ain't just about y'all," he said. "This is about the culture. We can't have our kings tearing each other down." For a moment, it seemed like the message might land. Drake nodded slightly, and Kendrick leaned back in his chair, visibly trying to calm down. But just when progress seemed possible, a new bombshell changed everything. An anonymous message was delivered. Mid-meeting envelope containing screenshots of a group chat allegedly involving members of Drake's team. where they discussed ways to trap Kendrick legally and create public pressure. The room erupted. Kendrick stood up and reportedly said, "This is what you on now. You plotting behind my back and smiling in my face." Drake looked stunned but denied any involvement, saying he had never seen the messages and calling them fake as hell. But the damage was done. The peace summit ended in chaos. Both camps stormed out, and within hours, blogs were flooded with leaked details. Social media exploded with reactions, most fans heartbroken that the hope of reconciliation had been crushed so violently. Others chose sides, calling the summit a setup from the beginning. Hashtags like #SummitGate and #FakePeace began trending, while memes of Kendrick flipping tables and Drake looking confused flooded Twitter and Instagram as the fallout spread. More voices began to chime in. J. Cole, who had previously stayed silent, posted a cryptic tweet saying, "Some bridges are meant to burn. Truth always floats." Fans went wild, interpreting it as a subliminal shot aimed at either Drake or Kendrick or both. Shortly after, he deleted the tweet, but the damage was already done. Now, a third titan in hip-hop was being dragged into the mix, further complicating an already messy situation. Behind the scenes, Kendrick's mental state reportedly hit a low point. Close friends said he became withdrawn, spending days in the studio without speaking to anyone. One source revealed he's putting all his pain into the music. He's not just hurt, he's furious. He feels like everyone turned on him. Drake, meanwhile, was spotted partying in Miami with high-profile influencers, trying to act unbothered, but insiders say it was just a front. "He's hurt too," said one friend. "He's just better at hiding it." Then came another twist that no one saw coming. Kendrick's longtime engineer posted a blurred-out photo of a hard drive with the caption, "When they go low, we go platinum," within minutes. Fans speculated that Kendrick was about to release a diss track core, even a full album aimed squarely at Drake. The internet caught fire, and everyone braced for what could be the most savage lyrical attack in modern rap history. But instead of dropping music, Kendrick did something completely unexpected. He sat down for a raw, emotional interview with a small independent outlet, breaking his silence in a way that shocked even his own team. In the interview, he spoke slowly, clearly fighting back tears at points. "I never wanted this," he said. "I looked up to that man. But when someone uses the law to try and silence your voice, that ain't brotherhood. That's war." The interview spread like wildfire. Clips went viral. Fans posted reaction videos, and hashtags like #KendrickSpeaks and #FreeCreativity started trending. For the first time in months, public sympathy seemed to shift in Kendrick's favor. Even artists who had previously stayed neutral began to show support. Tyler, the creator, commented on the video saying, "Kendrick's always been about the art. You can't sue the soul out of music." But Drake wasn't going to sit back and let Kendrick control the narrative. Just 3 days later, he posted a mysterious teaser trailer for an upcoming documentary titled Truth Over Legacy. The 20-second clip featured flashes of old footage from his rise to fame, newspaper headlines, and a final frame that said, "You think you know the story? Think again." November 15, the internet erupted. Was this Drake's way of clapping back? A full expose? Or something deeper? As fans debated, more rumors spilled out. One particularly explosive claim came from an anonymous source, who said that Kendrick had been planning to leave his label and start anew. Independent collective and that Drake's lawsuit was timed to block the move. While unverified, the rumor caught fire, with fans pointing to interviews and old tweets as evidence. If true, it would mean the feud wasn't just personal, it was a chess match for power and ownership in the music industry. And then, as if this story wasn't wild enough, a surprise appearance from Kanye West added a whole new layer. During a Paris Fashion Week event, Kanye was asked about the lawsuit and simply said Drake and Kendrick. Man, they'd both pawns in a bigger game. The quote went viral. Was Kanye throwing shade? Was he hinting at a deeper industry conspiracy? The speculation reached a fever pitch. The feud had now evolved. beyond a personal dispute, was being viewed as a battle for the soul of hip-hop. With fans, media, and artists all taking sides, some praised the transparency and raw emotion, while others criticized both men for dragging the culture through the mud. Debates raged on YouTube, Clubhouse, and TikTok, with fans creating timelines, theory videos, and lyrical breakdowns like detectives piecing together a crime scene. Meanwhile, Kendrick was spotted in Ghana, surrounded by local musicians, reportedly working on a spiritual music retreat. He needed to step away, said a source. He's not running, he's healing. Drake, on the other hand, stayed in the public eye, performing at a string of sold-out shows where he made thinly veiled comments like, "I don't sue friends, I sue frauds." As Part 3 draws to a close, another mysterious leak hits the internet, a voice memo from a high-level industry executive saying, "This whole Drake and Kendrick thing, we pushed it. We wanted the numbers. The internet loses its mind." Was the entire feud manipulated by industry puppeteers for profit? Or is this just another fake layer in an already twisted tale? The truth remains buried under layers of betrayal, miscommunication, and ego. But one thing is clear, this story is far from over. And as the court date approaches and Kendrick prepares his next move, the world is watching closer than ever. After the leaked voice memo hit the internet, claiming that the feud between Drake and Kendrick was being pushed for numbers by industry insiders, the entire hip-hop world went into meltdown mode. Fans, already dizzy from months of twists and turns, now faced the possibility that the entire war might have been manipulated from the shadows. Was the lawsuit even real? Was the pain staged? Or was it both a real conflict hijacked for corporate profit? The backlash came quick. Fans flooded comment sections calling out record labels, streaming platforms, and executives for turning art into a business weapon. One viral tweet read, "They turned legends into puppets. We deserve the truth, not a marketing rollout." But others weren't so sure, arguing the pain in Kendrick's voice and the tension in Drake's responses felt way too raw to be fake. If this was a game, it was one that had real consequences, and those consequences were beginning to show. Kendrick's Ghana retreat turned into something deeper. Sources close to him said he was rethinking everything: his label, his management, even whether he wanted to continue in mainstream music. "He's tired," one insider revealed. "He's been carrying the weight of the culture on his back for years. Now, he's wondering if it's all worth it." Meanwhile, back in the States, Drake was preparing to finally break his silence in full. The Truth Over Legacy documentary trailer had built insane hype. And as the release date drew closer, fans speculated what would be exposed. Leaked snippets showed blurred-out documents, shadowy figures, and interviews with people who claimed to be in the room when the beef began. It was being marketed like a rap thriller, part biography, part exposed, part revenge. But before the documentary could drop, Kendrick made a chess move no one expected. On November 10th, he released a surprise project titled Silent Echoes. No promo, no features, no warning. Just a black cover, a track list of 10 songs, and a message: "I'm done talking. Let the music speak. Let the music speak." The album hit streaming platforms like an earthquake. The lyrics were heavy, emotional, and dripping in coded references. Fans immediately tore it apart for clues. On track 3, Broken Contracts, Kendrick rapped, "Signed a deal with my brother. Got sued by a stranger, thought we built legacy. Turned into a danger, I gave him keys to the vault. He ran to the banker, now the culture want blood. But I just want answers." The internet exploded. Was this Kendrick admitting he felt tricked by the business side of his relationship with Drake? Was he implying someone else had manipulated them both? The mystery deepened, but one thing was clear: Kendrick was bleeding through his pen. And the fans felt every word Drake stayed silent, least publicly. But behind the scenes, his team was panicking. Kendrick's project had stolen the spotlight, and with the documentary days away, Drake's handlers debated whether to delay it or push forward. Ultimately, they chose to release it on schedule, hoping the truth would finally swing public opinion back in Drake's favor. Truth over legacy. Dropped on November 15th and immediately shot to the top of YouTube. It was sleek, polished, and deeply emotional. Drake appeared more vulnerable than ever before, talking about his friendship with Kendrick, the betrayal he felt, and how the lawsuit wasn't about revenge, it was about boundaries. "I gave him everything," Drake said at one point, his voice cracking. "I let him in. Studio sessions, family dinners, private convos. And then I heard that verse. That verse that sounded too familiar. That verse that wasn't supposed to exist." The documentary included texts, audio clips, and interviews from his team. But while some fans were convinced by the narrative, others saw it as overly produced. A viral TikTok critique said it's giving Netflix drama, not real-life accountability. Where's the soul? Still, the impact was massive. And the internet was once again torn in half, as the two projects, Kendrick's Raw album and Drake's polished doc, battled for attention. Legal news broke. The court hearing had been rescheduled for early January, but both sides were now in quiet negotiations to settle. Industry insiders whispered that both camps were exhausted and desperate to move on. After all the noise, they were finally talking again, but this time behind the scenes, without cameras or leaks. But the damage had been done. Endorsement deals were lost. Tour dates were canceled. Collaborative albums between artists from both camps were shelved. Producers who used to bounce between Kendrick and Drake found themselves forced to pick sides, soar, go independent. The ripple effects were everywhere, and the culture was feeling it. Kendrick's team, still reeling from the emotional toll, started floating the idea of him taking a long break from music, maybe even a full retirement. One post from a verified associate read, "Sometimes silence is the loudest statement." Drake, too, began pulling back, canceling appearances and announcing he'd be taking time to recalibrate. But just when it seemed like everything was cooling down, another twist dropped. An unnamed woman came forward, claiming she had once been involved with both artists during overlapping timeframes, and that her relationship with each had sparked jealousy, bitterness, and ultimately mistrust. She provided photos, voice notes, and dates that lined up with key moments in the timeline of the beef. Suddenly, fans wondered, was this feud really just about music? Or was there a hidden personal betrayal that had been simmering beneath the surface? Neither camp responded to her claims, but the blogs ran with it. Some fans dismissed it as clout chasing. Others said it explained everything: the abrupt shift, the emotion, the silence that followed. Now the feud had it all. Lawsuits, leaked messages, fake friends, industry manipulation, and a possible love triangle. It was hip-hop's version of a soap opera. As the year neared its end, the dust began to settle. Kendrick was spotted back in California, reportedly mentoring young artists and working quietly on community projects. Drake retreated to his Toronto estate, surrounded by close family and friends, rarely posting, rarely speaking. Both men, once collaborators and giants in the same circle, now seemed like distant planets forever orbiting the same industry, but never touching again. Still, hope remained in the hearts of some fans. Hope that one day the two would meet again, not in a courtroom or a diss track, but on a stage. That one day, they'd remember the brotherhood they once shared and let the music heal what the business broke. But until then, the saga of Kendrick Lamar and Drake remained one of the most explosive, emotional, and unforgettable chapters in rap history. A tale of power, pain, and pride, where everyone had something to lose, and no one walked away unscathed. And just like that, the saga stands stilled to giants in silence, a culture in shock, and fans left wondering if this was the end of an era or the start of a whole new war. Kendrick Lamar and Drake came into this game as kings, but now they're more like ghosts in each other's past, haunting lyrics, haunting headlines, haunting legacies. Will the truth ever fully come out? Was this all industry politics or a deeply personal betrayal masked by legal filings and public statements? Did the love triangle rumor crack the foundation, or was it never solid to begin with? And most of all, can two men who built so much ever come back from this? There's still no official settlement, no apology, no collaboration, no public peace, just unanswered questions, emotional scars, and two bodies of work that tell two completely different sides of the same broken story. And maybe that's the real tragedy, not that they fought, but that they lost something money can't buy back. Trust, but now, it's your turn to speak. What do you think really went down behind closed doors? Was Kendrick betrayed, or did he cross a line? Is Drake protecting his name, more playing the victim? Do you believe the industry voice memo was real, or just another distraction? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because we're reading everything. Make sure you like this video if you're here for the real tea, and hit that subscribe button so you never miss another breakdown. Leak or jaw-dropping twist in the culture. This story's still unfolding. And trust me, when the next chapter drops, we'll be the first to bring it to you. This ain't just music. This is legacy. This is loyalty. This is rap royalty turned into a real-life war end. You're watching it happen in real time. Stay tuned. Stay woke. And most importantly, stay loud. Stay loud.